Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great and hope you're having a great week so far. And welcome to this new video here on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full analysis. I mean, if you still watch my videos from the last couple of days, you know what the situation is, and you probably know what I'm going to say is most likely right here technically. But obviously, we should still be prepared for the different breakouts here, because ultimately Bitcoin is going to break out. Now, I have to say, so far, the opening today suggests stability again. What you can see is that we opened lower than yesterday's value right here, as you can see, but we were very easily able to reclaim back into that value. We also yesterday late we retested the value area low right here towards 93,600, which is obviously the most important support level we have. And then right now, after breaking back into yesterday's value, we've also been able to hold that. Even though, you know, I do think there's a relatively high likelihood that we'll test price levels a little bit lower. So then we would break out of that value. But ultimately, what matters most is that if you take a look at all of this consolidation price action up here, we're still within that. Right, and the two most important levels to keep an eye on are still 93,600, which is strange because you can see that the value area low right here is much higher towards 94,400. But in this case, I think that's a little bit less relevant. I mean, if you have such a strong POC level, that's also where most of the volume has been traded in the last in the last week. If you have such a strong level, and you can see just purely technically that is also the main level that's holding up most of the time, then I'm not going to look at the value area low. I'm going to look at that level. But so as long as we're holding that, well, that's our main support of this range, which we are ranging on the lower time frames. On the higher time frames, I think we are still trending up, and that's also why my main bias is still bullish for Bitcoin as well. And then the main level to the upside is this level here at 95.4. We also accurately identified that, and as you can see, that beautifully held over the course of yesterday. So then, like I said, we're waiting for a breakout. We just recently hit the upper edges of the range. So therefore, in default, I would expect us to drop back down to the bottom of the range. But this is the chop, right? I mean, this is not something I'm interested in, whether we're going to go from 95,000 to 94,200. There's no reliable trades I think we can make on that. Reliable trades are made at the edges, and then when we actually do get to the edges, we have to accurately identify whether it's a real breakout or a fake out. Right, so that's the main thing, and what's that going to depend on is a lot, right? Now, first of all, we first need to get there, but then the main things I would always always want to know is volume and also fundamentals, all right? And fundamentals could be a lot of things. It could just be stock markets. If the stock markets are very strong, obviously we have a higher likelihood to get a bullish breakout, and vice versa. If the stock markets are very weak, we have a higher likelihood to break down below 93,600, which, by the way, the main levels after that would be to the upside 96,600 and to the downside right here towards 92,500. But that and volume, right? And I very much doubt that that's going to happen during the EU session. I think we'll have a better chance during the New York opening. Today we also have some major news coming out with GDP data and the core PCE price index. So keep an eye on that, and I will also try to keep you updated on that through X, but I'll also be back with a new market update, of course. And I might even do a live stream, but that's something I'm not 100% certain about yet. I think I will, but you'll hear about that. So those are the main determinants of the breakouts. Now, because of my expectation of the news, in combination with the high time frame trend of both US equities and Bitcoin, I would say it's most likely that we are still going to get that bullish breakout. But like I said, while we're still trading in the chop, which we are right now, that's not tradable. But those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know for now. So if you do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.